Some antiheroes fight to prove they still have a conscience. Deadpool fights like the joke is the only thing that's keeping the pain from catching up. Welcome back, Panelheads. This is our Get to Know Antihero Edition.
Hey, yes, you from the other side. Click that button now, or I swear I'll go into your history and expose everything. You Okay, YouTube, age restriction. All right, I'm leaving then.
Today we're breaking down where Deadpool began, how Wade Wilson's comic history grew far beyond a one-note mercenary, and why the loudest man in the room always feels like he's covering something far worse underneath the noise. Deadpool first appears in New Mutants Issue 98, where he enters the page as a hired killer sent after Cable and the New Mutants. The mouth is in place, the weapons are there, and the attitude is unmistakable. But the real shape of Deadpool only starts showing once the damage becomes permanent. Wade Wilson's story doesn't break into a way that leaves him nobler or cleaner, it leaves him altered. In Deadpool, Circle Chase, Issue 1 starts giving him room to exist as more than a contract killer thrown in somebody else's story. The mercenary life, the healing factor, and the ruined body of Weapon X all started pressing closer to the center, dragging the room into his rhythm before it can drag him into the silence. Deadpool gets broader once the solo material gives him more than a target to chase. Yes, the Circle Chase opens that door, but Cable and Deadpool is the real turning point. Putting Wade next to Cable forces the contrast into the open fast. One of them moves with discipline, structure, and purpose. The other floods every scene with jokes, chaos, and noise. That run gives Wade more room to be more than a punchline with guns. He could still wreck the mood of the room in seconds, but now the books have enough room to show that he keeps reaching for something bigger than the performance itself. Wade wants purpose. He wants connection. And he just doesn't know how to reach either without wrapping them in the first act. Deadpool's toolkit is easy enough to recognize. Katanas, guns, a healing factor, and a pain threshold so high that normal limits barely apply to him. But the bigger problem is the unpredictability. Wade can make a fight uglier, funnier, and more personal in seconds, and he doesn't need clean control to do it. He is capable without ever feeling calm, lethal without ever feeling polished, and that mess is part of what makes him so hard to contain. An obscure Deadpool detail is that he has bovinophobia, an intense fear of cows. What makes it feel so specifically like Wade Wilson is that the fear is not treated like a normal phobia. He finds their blank stares deeply unsettling, as if they are all quietly waiting for something. In animation, Deadpool usually shows up in shorter bursts, but the personality is still easy to catch. In Ultimate Spider-Man, the non-stop talking, the shamelessness, and the way he can turn a quick appearance into disruption all come through. Live action is where Deadpool becomes a mainstream hit for a much bigger audience. Ryan Reynolds' version locks in the voice, the violence, the fourth wall cracking, and the weird sincerity sitting underneath all that noise. Deadpool in 2016 established that tone. Deadpool 2 widens the world around him, and later crossover appearances keep proving that Wade can walk into almost any corner of Marvel and still sound like himself. Deadpool has had a strong game appearance for years, but one of the clearest examples is his own 2013 game, which leaned hard into the voice, the violence, and the interruptions that already defined him on the page. And more recently, Marvel Rivals keeps that same personality alive in multiplayer space. Books like Venom War Deadpool keeps proving the same thing from a different angle. Wade could be dropped in with a new enemy, a new gimmick, or a new disaster, and the personality still holds. Wade Wilson Deadpool kicks off a new era for Wade already on the brink, pushed into darker jobs, higher stakes, and a path tied to a haunting memory and a mysterious client. From a hired killer who would not stop talking, to a man who turned survival into a performance. Deadpool reminds us that the loudest person in the room is sometimes the one who's trying the hardest not to hear what is underneath the noise. So Panelheads, which version of Deadpool is yours? The New Mutants 98 debut? The Cable and Deadpool version? Or the live-action Merc with the mouth? Drop your comments down below. And if I brought up a detail you didn't know, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with another comic book fan. Let's keep building this Panelhead community together. Other than that, Panelheads, we will see you again when we cover another one of our favorite comic book anti-heroes from over the years.
Oh my god! Thank goodness this video is over. Phew! But if you have nothing else to do, watch these other options. Of course, they won't be better than this one because I'm not in it, but who knows, you might like them. Why are you still here? Seriously, choose another video and go away.